We're live, episode 4 of the Winner Stays On podcast. Welcome back, guys. As you know, it is Monday, so we got a lot of things on the schedule. We're going to review our sports bets. We're going to talk about the Space Jam movie and our review of it. A lot of little things going on in the sports world, nothing too serious. We do have one tangent we'd like to go on regarding the social media.
And we'll end off with a little game.
And sports, we'll end off with a little game, a little sports trivia game. So stick around for that. So, first off, how you feeling? Bucks win Game 5. I know your Suns and 7 series now prediction is debunked, but still.
It's the Suns and 7 is not quite debunked.
Oh, that is true.
But the way it was going to happen.
Yeah.
I said it was going to be home team every time.
True.
Obviously not happening. If you're wondering about the hat, it's a Giants hat, camo Giants hat. For anyone wondering about the hat I'm wearing today. So, seeing the Bucks win, it was an all-around game. I mean, every team played well. The series is turning out to be really good. So I'm looking forward to Game 6 on Tuesday. Bucks could close it out, could see a forced Game 7, but the NBA Finals have been fun.
What is your prediction on that? You think the Bucks close it out now?
I think the Bucks do close it out because the Bucks have been very good at home this entire playoffs. So, I mean, if I had to change my prediction, that's what I would go with. I want the Bucks to win, too. I want to see Giannis. Giannis has just been unstoppable this playoffs, and he's doing it with a smile on his face, which is something that we will talk about how people don't smile about sports anymore in a little bit of our rant later in the podcast.
I will say that Giannis's quote, I saw a quote from him in the media. It might have been following Game 4, but he said if anyone asked him or a reporter asked him if he saw his block from Game 4, and he said, "No, I haven't. If I look in the past, that's my ego talking. If I look in the future, that's my pride talking. So I try to stay in the present and basically be as humble as possible." And that's a crazy mindset. Giannis is stupidly locked in right now.
It would be great.
He's carrying. Man, Chris Middleton is doing his thing too. Even Drew Holiday had a fantastic Game 5, but Giannis he is absolutely just carrying this Bucks mentality wise through these finals. And let's give the Drew Holiday his props here. That last sequence in Game 5 was stunning.
I mean, we've seen some crazy plays this entire playoffs.
The strip on Book.
Strip on Book and the lob to Giannis.
The oop to Giannis.
Oop to Giannis. And he stared down the camera after.
It was fantastic.
It was fun. I mean, I would love to see Giannis in that uniform. It could be, instead of that guy, if you're listening on the audio platform, you don't know who we're talking about.
CJ.
We are talking about CJ. Picked him above Giannis, but that's besides the point. We got to appreciate what Giannis is doing right now. Do you want to get in depth in this series? Go ahead.
Yeah, let's go for it. So
we could go ahead and go with our best bets too, because you had a couple best bets going along this series.
We'll review our best bets. So as you know, Wednesday, Fridays, we pick 2 bets each on Wednesday, 2 bets each on Fridays. Obviously 4 bets each for the entire week/weekend, and then on Monday we review them and see how we did. Obviously, we want to keep ourselves accountable, not give everyone crappy bets to bet on. So
that hasn't been the case so far.
Which has not been the case. I believe you went 4-0.
I did. We'll start off with our best bets of... Excuse me. Best bets. It's a little bit of a tongue twister. Best bets of the week.
Best bets.
I go Bucks -4 versus the Suns in Game 4. This was the Wednesday night game. And won that. Obviously, the Bucks won by 5 or 6 maybe. Barely covered the spread.
Backdoor free throw game.
Backdoor free throw. And then I also went Friday night Giants money line versus the Cardinals, and that hit as well. So it was 2-0 for best bets of the week. Your best bets of the week went what? 1-1?
And then you ended up winning 2 more, right?
I'll go and go my best bets of the weekend.
I don't know how you want to do that.
We went 2 Saturday night baseball games, and both were actually underdogs. We go Braves money line versus the Rays. They won 9-0.
Yes, Fried on the mound.
Max Fried on the mound. It was a dominating performance from the Braves. And then we also went White Sox money line on the road against the Astros. And Lucas Giolito got the win for the White Sox. And that was another dominating performance. So 4 big-time bets, 4 big wins. If you followed those bets at all, you would be in the green right now.
So my bets, I ended up going 3-1. I put 2 bets on Game 4 of the finals, 2 player props. The one I lost was Chris Middleton. I believe it was over 5.5 assists, and he ended up getting 5 assists. So just missed that one. And then in Game 4, I took Giannis under 34.5 points because I felt like the Suns were going to make the correct adjustments against him. They sort of did, but he does finish with 28. So I get that one. And then I win both of my bets that I picked on Friday, which was the Bucks +4 on the road for Game 5. So I ended up going money line. They ended up winning the game. I was not about to pick Bucks money line. Did not feel confident in that. But got the spread right there, and then I took the U.S. men's national soccer team to beat Canada in the Gold Cup today, and they did 1-0. So USA tops the group in the Gold Cup. But yeah, overall 7-1. So between the two of us, we'll take that every time. So back to the Bucks and Suns series. So Game 5 on the road. I honestly didn't think they could do it. I didn't think Milwaukee could win in Phoenix, but they do. And now we see how this Milwaukee team can play when all three of their stars are playing the way that they did in Game 5.
I think this was the first game all playoffs where all three stars had above average games. I mean, we've seen Drew Holiday and Chris Middleton have amazing games when Giannis wasn't playing. We've seen Giannis have great games and then Drew Holiday doesn't show up or Chris Middleton doesn't show up. So when you get a win, when all of them are playing extremely well, you get extremely confident. I mean, the Suns, you shouldn't feel too bad. You played a great game. You had Pat Connaughton coming out, and I think he hit 4 threes too. So the Bucks just played very well, really locked it down in that second quarter. It was
Bucks down 16 early, come back, and if you're the Suns, and you end up going on to lose this series, you're going to look back at that second quarter and just be like, what could we have done differently? To not let Milwaukee back in the game. But I will say, to your point, those three players playing well together, I think it finally showed in those last 3 minutes of the game. Middleton was dominating on the offensive end. He was hitting buckets over Paul, Booker, Mikal Bridges. And then Giannis and Drew Holiday are doing it on the defensive end. Giannis still with the missed free throws, but the threat for the offensive rebound was always there. Drew Holiday with the strip on Booker. It was the cleanest defensive play I've seen.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're all,
who was it though? Was Giannis's block better? I mean, we've had
Giannis. I'm gonna say
plays.
Cleanest on ball defense.
Okay, yeah.
Drew Holiday timed the strip perfectly, and then let's just say the balls to throw an alley-oop instead of backing it out, and Giannis to finish with Chris Paul undercutting him. It was a fantastic play, a play that was deserving of an eventual win for the Bucks, I think. But yeah, so the Bucks take Game 5. What are the adjustments for Phoenix now going into Game 6?
In my opinion, there's not much that you really can do.
Yeah, at this point,
play a great game. You just have to look for. I mean, Chris Paul had a good game. Chris Paul had a good game. Didn't have a great game. Booker
really
puts up 30 something.
Yeah, I believe he had 35.
Yeah, you were happy
I
to see
actually
that.
did. This wasn't in my best bets, but I did put some. I did make a bet last night on Booker's total in points, rebounds, and assists over 38.5, which it hit. But yeah, Booker ended up scoring, I think, 35, and a couple of points in rebounds and assists to go along.
Yeah, but there's just not much that the Suns can do. There was nothing in that game that was man, they have to switch this for Game 6. I think it's just hit a couple more shots, don't turn the ball over, and I mean, it was.
I think at this point, each team has played their majority of their cards, their hands. I think both teams know what each team wants to do. I do think if Phoenix loses this series, you can look at they kind of lost some depth in this series with Dario Saric. I know he's not, a game-changing player, but to spell Ayton for a little bit.
Minutes.
Yeah, spells minutes. That's huge. Ayton's now not in foul trouble as much. You don't have Kaminsky on the floor, And Milwaukee has stayed, other than the Giannis injury, they've stayed healthy this postseason, and, they might pull a 2019 Raptors and just hit it at the right time.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be mad if Giannis won at all. I'd love to see Giannis win. It would be tough to see Chris Paul go out.
You can't hate Giannis.
Chris Paul just had a little under average series. He's just kind of struggled a lot. He had a very bad Game 4, turning the ball over a lot. But Bucks can close it out in 6 at home. If not, we'll have in my opinion, one of the best Game 7s in a very long time.
It's crazy because it's the Bucks are the favorites now, but if they lose, they immediately go back to being the underdog because, I don't know, Game 7, anything can happen, but to beat Phoenix twice in Phoenix is going to be a tall order. So look, and I do DeAndre Ayton was a little bit, I didn't necessarily like the way his press conference went, neither Devin Booker's, because they were it's nice now, it's fine because now it's nice for us to be the desperate team now. And I'm the Bucks are just as desperate to not get back on that plane.
Who wants to be a desperate team? Sure, I mean, I guess it's the first time you've faced elimination.
Nothing wrong being desperate. You play harder, you play with more urgency, but I think both teams are equally as desperate at this point. Milwaukee does not want to go back to Phoenix. What else we got on the schedule today?
Open Championship closed out today. Collin Morikawa gets the win.
Yes,
ends up like
second major
before
8 tries,
and like first player other than Tiger Woods to get 2 before 25.
Super impressive. I was a Jordan Spieth homer today, rooting hard for Jordan Spieth. He's my golfer. I love watching him play. But Morikawa, you got to give the man his props. He has played phenomenal today. He is a phenomenal player.
The putter was
he
on
just
today.
was a couple huge par saves, a big birdie putt, I believe on 15, it might have been 14, the par 5 on the back 9. Yeah, every time Spieth was looking like he was going to make a charge, tie Morikawa, he just stepped up coolly and sank like a 10-foot putt. He was not missing his 1-foot putts.
Spieth was on. Spieth was on today, but those 2 bogeys. I mean, he had 4 straight.
Yeah.
Or not 4. 4 bogeys.
Yeah, he played plus 4 golf
in a
for a little
total
bit.
before he got another birdie from the back half of round 3, ending with 2 bogeys, especially that
18th miss is just killer because let's just, obviously you're like, well, let's say if I make this and then I make this and we're tied. But it's like, yeah, he's making that putt 99 out of 100 times. And he happened to miss it, and it would have put him down at only a stroke going into those last holes. So it's very interesting.
But it was good to see big-time players like John Rahm ended up getting a tie for 3rd. Had a great day on the last Sunday.
Couldn't quite get the putter going, but yeah, he played really well.
Koepka as well.
Too little, too late. Yeah, Koepka played well. Even Bryson had a...
Bryson had
I gotta mention Bryson every time we talk about Brooks, but I guess that's my bad. You do feel for Louis, though. You gotta feel for Louis.
You do feel for Louis, but then again, like...
His Sunday... He is such a phenomenal player Thursday through Saturday, and then he's just a really good player on Sunday. But you can't just be really good and expect to win a major.
Yeah, the thing about Louis is
great.
He's not losing the championships from he's not the one that's losing them.
He's not necessarily choking. He's just not making. He's just playing safe golf, and he needs to be aggressive.
He just has even to 1 under, 1 over days always on Sundays when you got.
Which is, if I shot a 72 at Royal St. George or whatever it's called, I would be so happy. But when you got more Collin Spieth going out there and shooting 60s, it's not going to be enough. So Louis is one of those guys. I think he's going to contend at a lot of major tournaments as he's shown over the past year or two. It's just on Sunday, he just leaves putts short, just doesn't quite have the gumption and aggression to really go after some of the pins, in my opinion.
But the opposite of Louis, I mean, that putter for Collin Morikawa today was absolutely insane. He comes into the tournament, tied for 128?
I think there's a graphic.
And
he was first this week.
And he was first this week. That was the reason he won. I mean, he's obviously the best iron player on the tour, or one of the best iron players on the tour.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, sometimes the analytical numbers in the eye test don't always match up. Like, you're like, all right, like he's tied for 122nd, but he's still a good putter. Like, he can make putts. But today, you just saw that stat just come to life. First in putting, and he was just hitting clutch putts. So, like, you didn't really think we're that clutch. Like, on 12, a par putt, you don't have to make it. But if you make it, it's like, well, Spieth's still 2 back. And, he just, every time Spieth knocked, Morikawa answered the bell.
He never opened the door for
Never
Spieth.
opened the.
I don't think
ever was the door.
I don't think he was ever within 1 throughout that
Spieth
entire
would get
line.
like within 1 for 2 seconds, like because he put first.
Go back and knock in a birdie.
Spieth played well.
I mean,
Spieth played phenomenal.
It's good
he's
to
back.
see
He's
Spieth
back.
Like
he's legit back. He will contend for a major next year. In fact, I think he wins one next year.
I could see that too. I mean, he's playing some of the best golf. I mean, honestly, some of the best golf of his career. Like, sure, he played amazing golf in 2015 through 2017, but like he was knocking down putts today.
This was actually the first major tournament for Spieth. He shot all 4 rounds in the 60s. Now it is a par 70, so it's a little easier. You can shoot a 1 under and be fine, but still impressive stuff from Jordan Spieth. But Collin Morikawa gets the win. Good for him. 2 for 8 now in majors. He's got 2 majors and he's young, so he could definitely start racking them up.
He's kind of like Jordan Spieth was.
Honestly, it'll be interesting to see if Collin Morikawa kind of has a lull in his play for a couple years. I don't know, he's super talented. That's what I said about Spieth. What else do we want to talk about?
Well, we had just ending USA beating Canada 1-0, winning the group.
Gold Cup.
A game of that was pretty boring, honestly, throughout the whole game. It was a grinded out game from the United States. They scored the 20th second.
Yeah,
not 20th minute.
They scored early, the 20th second.
20th second. Shaq Moore.
For those of you who don't watch soccer, that is so freaking fast.
I mean, they got the ball, went down.
Just count to 20 and you score. Like, yeah, like you're like, duh, but still. That's insane.
But there's really not much to say about this. I mean, USA obviously has their B team, maybe even C team at the Gold Cup right now.
BC team.
It's a more MLS based.
It's extremely.
But at least they win the group. Canada coming in just needed a draw to win the group.
Yep.
But they can't. And I don't know who USA plays.
But it just will allow them to theoretically avoid the big giants in CONCACAF, Mexico, Costa Rica. You could play like a Qatar. I could see. I really don't know how the groups are going to shape up. There's still games to be played. But the USA do get a win. It's encouraging. There's a lot of people who do not like the U.S. coach, Greg Berhalter. See a lot of hashtag Berhalter out posts on social media, which we will get into. But nonetheless, the USA gets results. They top the group in the Gold Cup with their 2.5 team.
Yeah, I just don't know why people don't like Greg Berhalter. Like, he's produced results. He hasn't had a chance to do the World Cup qualifying
cycle yet. It's because he used to be an MLS coach.
There's a stigma.
There's a stigma against MLS.
We won,
which we can talk about too. I'd love to talk about that.
We run one Nations League, are doing what we're supposed to do in World Cup, and he hasn't had a chance to prove himself in World Cup qualifying.
That's going to be the true test. The Nations League's great, but if you had to say you want to qualify for Qatar or win the Nations League...
When does that open up?
It's going to open up in September or October. It might be.
I know it's in Nashville against Canada. I think it's early September, if I'm mistaken, or not mistaken.
I think Canada's got most of their A squad players. No Alphonso Davies. He was going to be... He's insane. So
he would probably. Yeah. I mean,
but the USA beats Canada when I think Canada brought a stronger squad compared to the U.S. You know what I mean? Like Canada. Like
Canada's more of their A team.
USA's B team can't compete with Canada's A, but still, that's just good to see. Yeah. Now, does that mean we're going to beat them in World Cup qualifying? No, because you saw how last World Cup cycle went, and it was not pretty. But moving on, let's move on. Kind of going rapid fire here, but.
It's kind of been not a lull of sports news, but like sports that we've talked about already on the Friday show.
I haven't been anything insane. But honestly, yeah. Before we jump into that, let's just a couple quick hitters. By hitters, I mean baseball. You see what got me?
See what you did there?
Got me. Let's talk about the Pirates and the Mets. So the Mets, wow.
Mets are up 6-0 going into the fifth inning, and give a 5 in the 8th, 4 in the 9th, a walk-off grand slam.
Which is that's tough. I think the funniest part was Edwin Diaz, closer for the Mets. Stallings, the catcher for the Pirates, hits a high fly ball to left with the bases loaded. Immediately points up as in easy pop fly. We're out of the inning. We win the game. It's a grand slam. So that's not a good look for the Mets. But I just thought that was funny.
And then today they had another crazy little mistake.
Okay, let's talk about something that's probably not really known for the actual sports game that happened, but what happened at the game, the Padres and Nats. So, for those most of y'all probably know about this, a shooting occurred outside of the stadium during the Padres and Nationals game. I haven't seen any live footage or anything. I just kind of read about it. The players, a lot of people thought it was practice for a fireworks show.
I think it's been confirmed that 3 people were shot, and
it might have been a drive-by, but I'm not sure. But this comes right after this All-Star game
fiasco where there might have been somebody planning a shooting at the All-Star game.
Gotta stay safe out there. I don't know what people are doing. It's sad.
It was cool to see, though, that the players, I think specifically Tatis and Machado, were welcoming fans into the dugout and telling fans come down to the dugout to try to keep people safe.
Sports are fantastic, but there are a lot of things in life that are bigger than sports.
And then another thing from baseball, this has nothing to do with a shooting, but baseball fans just being stupid. A baseball fan the other night got banned for life from all stadiums for throwing the ball at Alex Verdugo.
Yep.
I think it was after a home run, but it's just you're at the game. Just respect the players.
I think it was Verdugo threw a ball to a Red Sox fan, and a Yankees guy intercepted it and threw it back at Verdugo and hit him. I think that's what it was. And Verdugo was not happy.
Yeah, I didn't see footage of it. I was just just respect the players. You're there to see them, so let's just keep it clean.
All right, moving on from that somber tone, let's get to a lighter tone. Let's talk about Space Jam.
Saw that.
Space Jam review. LeBron James and the Looney Tunes squad, the Toon Squad, teams up against Algae Rhythm and the Goon Squad. So,
now, spoiler alert right now. If you haven't seen it, we are about to go over it.
Well, not necessarily the plot. I mean, we are. But,
we'll talk about it.
You're dumb if you don't think the Toon Squad's going to win. So the Toon Squad's going to win.
But I mean, a lot of people are saying this wasn't a good movie. I think it was a good. It's a sequel is never going to be the first.
Yeah, movie. Exactly. And the fact it's Michael Jordan, it's going to be tough. A lot of cool like Easter eggs.
There were a lot.
That was my favorite part of the movie. And if you haven't seen them, go watch it. If you're a basketball fan, you'll definitely tell. You have like the AD and Bron interactions, the Dwayne Wade pose.
Yeah, my favorite parts were probably the Dame Time reference.
Of course.
Obviously.
Dame's on the Goons squad.
I think another good part was just the little, like you said, the little Easter eggs, the little digs by like, what was it called? Algae Rhythm, when he was like, well, there goes your dad again, leaving more people, just like he left the Cavs, the Heat, the Cavs again.
I will say,
watch out Lakers.
Something really cool that I really liked was the start of the film, the kind of LeBron montage.
That was cool.
That was really cool. It gave me like memories of The Last Dance, and that made me super excited for a LeBron doc in the future, because the MJ doc was fantastic. And the fact it was produced by MJ was going to make MJ look insane. So if LeBron produces his doc, it would be cool to just see it through his eyes, which obviously will make LeBron look like the king.
Yeah, but I mean, I think LeBron did good. LeBron's not an actor, so he's not going to be an insane actor.
He did good.
It was good for the Space Jam movie. Again, it's hard to do a sequel, so you can't go in with expectations that it's going to be the best movie you're going to see this year. But if you just appreciate the movie for what it is, it's
a little slow sometimes.
You have to get into
so
the
much
movie.
Like techy stuff, and like I just think the plot was a little like
took a while to get to the main point.
Although I will say the basketball game was like a large portion of the movie, which
was a lot of fun.
Also, like maybe just being a basketball fan, like I just hated the scoring.
It was kind of hard to follow, but again, that was kind of the point of the plot. Like the whole game was supposed to be hard to like figure out.
It was basically just saying that basketball can be played in a fun way, and that's the main course of the plot was LeBron versus his son. Not versus, but just like their different perspectives on video games and how the game of basketball should be played. But it's a good movie for what it is.
Mm-hmm.
As if you don't compare it to the first Space Jam, just appreciate it for what it is, please. This is actually going to segue nicely into our next thing, because I saw a bunch of people on social media talking about how Space Jam 1 is better than Space Jam 2 because Michael Jordan is better than LeBron. And it's like, why even talk about that? And this leads into our sports media and social media problem.
Rant.
Tangent / rant / whatever. Ramble. You want to start? You want me to start?
You start, because I think you're a little more passionate about this.
Okay, so I have a problem with basically the way people treat and, just the amount of hate that athletes get. And there's a difference between criticism and hate. Let's just start there, because people are like, I'm just criticizing him. It's like, okay, there's a reason that LeBron gets the most number of hate tweets a year. It's because people love to hate on greatness. And yes, I know it's funny. LeBron's like, strive for greatness. I'm a kid from Akron. # James Gang. Like, it's funny, But he's still the king, and he's still top 2 player of all time. And people just hate on him all the time. And, it's funny sometimes with the Mickey jokes and the 8 Disney jokes. The 8 Disney ones are actually pretty funny. But it's so frustrating to see people hate on athletes who are clearly great at what they do. And athletes don't really care, but it's so frustrating.
And another problem of it is it's not just like, they might not even not dislike the player. They might like the player, but they're still going to say the hate comment, because the hate comment is what gets the clicks. People just want clicks. People just want to sell out to go viral.
Yep.
It's just the issue with sports media shows these days. They're just going to do the LeBron Jordan debate all day because that's what's going to be the most popular. Mm-hmm. But people keep watching it, but those are the same people that complain about people doing it.
Yeah, and you see these outlandish takes on sports media, ESPN First Take, First Things First. It doesn't matter what it is, but it's like, Devin Booker's the next Kobe, or
I don't think Stephen A. Smith actually
Giannis is a top 10 player of all time. It's like, let these guys play their game and stop crowning them, or stop. Honestly, if we really want to get into it, you could talk about Kwame Brown, because Kwame Brown was slandered for like years for yes, like he wasn't the best at the game of basketball, but he still was a solid role player. It's just he was getting shat on for years, And now he's actually coming back at Stephen A., which is funny. Just like these sports media, commentators and analysts, it is their job to comment and analyze the game. But I think sometimes they don't realize they have the power to shift the narrative on a whole player. And I think it's unfair to the players sometimes.
And, I mean, going back to, like, fans just hating in general, like, we saw a perfect example of this with Damian Lillard and the Blazers, like, people hating on Dame for wanting Chauncey Billups as a head coach. And then right when Dame kind of says, well, why would I want to be in part of your organization or part of your fan base? Then everyone switches up. As soon as it affects their team or their player, people switch up and they stop hating. And it's just like, keep your stance and don't switch up.
Then the funniest thing is the accounts I see that are always spewing the most hate are these like no profile pic, like no bio, just like bot accounts that are run by real people. But they just hide behind the screen because they're pussies. But it's really frustrating to watch. And yes, even me sometimes I'll get the emotions get the best of me, and I'm like, LeBron James, Devin Booker gets superstar calls. Like he's not that good, But I need to catch myself sometimes that's not Devin Booker's fault that he's getting superstar calls. Like, he's crafty at what he does. The referees in the NBA have watered down the sport where everything is super soft now. But that's not Booker's fault. Same with Trae Young. Same with Dame. The biggest comment I hate is blank versus refs. Like, just stop. Just stop. Please.
Or like
Last
someone
night,
wins because of
Game
injuries.
4, I was saying Suns versus refs. Devin Booker had 8 fouls in that game. 3 of them just weren't called. Like, I'm sorry. But enough of the tangent, I think there was one more thing I wanted to say, but I forgot. Oh, yes. It was... Okay, so J. Cole said this in a song off his new album. It was, if you're broke and clowning a millionaire, the joke is on you. And I think that it really resonated with me because it's like all these people hate on LeBron and hate on these athletes and hate on these people who are famous and hate on these celebrities. But they're making millions of dollars and you're not.
Yeah, that reminds me of, I think it was after the 2011 finals. LeBron said on the podium, he's like, he was asked, are you affected by all this hate you're about to get? And he's like, no, not really. I mean, I'm just going to go home to my family and you're going to have to go back to your normal job tomorrow. Exactly. And I'm still an NBA player that is an MVP and living his best life.
To become what they've become, they've had to work way harder than you. They wanted to work way harder than you. And I don't know, it's just funny because it's just like these people, and I've done it before too. I'm not excluding myself because I've done it before too. But it's just, if you're broke and you're clowning a millionaire, the joke is on you. You are the butt of the joke because why would you get... I don't understand. It's just like, why do you waste all your time and energy on making lists about why LeBron is a fraud? It's like, why? I get you want attention because you don't get attention anywhere else. But it's like, I don't know. I just can't stand it. And, there's no way to fix it. It's always going to happen. There's always going to be haters no matter where you go. You just have to deal with them. And NBA players and athletes in general do really a good job at that. But that's kind of our spiel. There's probably wasn't the best said, but it's still kind of what we really believe.
Just want to put it out there.
Yeah. Last thing we want to do, let's go on a lighter tone. Let's have some fun here. Let's do a little new segment where it's going to be Mondays only. It's sports trivia. So,
in all these segments, we need names for. So again.
Okay, so I have
drop names.
3 questions. You have 3 questions?
I have 3 questions.
All right.
Want me to go first?
Sure, but you win. Whoever gets more wins.
Okay.
If we tie, we do a bonus question.
That will just come off the dome?
Yes, it has to come off the top of the head because that means if you make it hard enough, whoever, if you get it, you win. If you don't get it, I win. Just a one-off.
All right.
And it tests how well you know because I have to come up with the question.
Don't be peeking at the screen.
Don't be peeking at my computer.
My first one is one that I came up with by myself, actually.
Oh, wow.
And there have been 15 total Gold Cups.
Okay.
Which 3 countries have won the Gold Cup? And then how much each does each country have that's won?
There's been 15?
3 countries have won.
All right. So Mexico.
Mexico has won.
The U.S.
The U.S. has won.
I believe it's Canada.
And Canada has won.
Okay.
So then can you tell me how many Gold Cup trophies does each have?
Okay, so I think Canada only has 1.
Canada has 1.
And that leaves 14 left. But I think Mexico is more than the U.S. So I'm going to go Mexico 8, the U.S. 6.
That is correct.
Let's go, baby. Let's go.
Did you see that on the broadcast?
I always knew that.
I think you were out of the room when that went on. That's why I put it on.
No, I've always known that those 3 won, and I knew Mexico had more, and I knew Canada only had 1. So that's why. I will start. This is going to... Mine are pretty hard.
Okay.
Because I didn't come up with them myself.
My other 2 might be a little harder.
Okay. 1-0 West. So, my question. Which retired baseball player was nicknamed the Iron Bird? Because he played for a team that mascot is a bird, and he rarely ever missed a game.
I know.
That was way too many hints.
That was way too many hits. You could have just said was a bird, because I still would have got it with just the bird. Is this Cal Ripken Jr.?
This is Cal Ripken Jr.
Yeah.
We are tied 1-1, ladies and gentlemen.
Streak of most games played in a row.
Okay.
My next one is this could be an easy one again.
Actually, I have 4, to be honest. So I'll pick which one.
I have 4 too. Let's just do 4.
All right, because I have 4. We'll do 4.
Well, my 4th one is harder than the other ones.
Yeah.
What is the only team to participate in every single World Cup?
In every single World Cup?
Every single World Cup. Only one team has done this.
It's interesting because I would have said like Germany or England, but I don't think some of those teams competed because I think Germany was like Western and East Germany. I'm gonna go with Brazil.
That is correct.
It is Brazil.
It is Brazil.
Brazil is a soccer country through and through, and I am up 2-1, ladies and gentlemen. I honestly didn't think I'd do this good. Okay, my next
2 are a little harder.
Maybe we'll go. All 3 of these. 1 is definitely harder, I think, but you're pretty good at this, so. Okay, what Lakers coach... Actually, scratch the Lakers part, because I don't know. What coach trademarked the term three-peat, but didn't see any profits of the term until the Bulls and Phil Jackson made the term popular? What coach? He's still active as a coach today. Actually, no, he's not a coach, but he's still active in the NBA on like a roster. He's a GM. No.
Okay, this is probably the coach of the Lakers when they... Did they three-peat sometime in the 1980s? So what was the final part about Phil Jackson?
So basically, what Lakers coach trademarked the term three-peat, but obviously his term, no one really cared about the term three-peat until the Bulls made the term popular in the mid-90s.
And this guy is still as a GM.
The GM today. He's a damn good one.
Okay. Let me think here.
10.
Okay, no countdown. That makes me... So, he's a good GM, so probably means he's with a good team. I don't know. I have a guy in mind. I don't know if he's a coach. Okay. I don't know if he was a coach, but he might be. Is it Jerry West?
It is not Jerry West.
Okay, I don't know if he was a coach.
Okay,
I know he was a good GM. I'm going to try one more time. Let me just go through...
fine. You get 2 guesses for this. This is not an easy one.
Good teams.
He used to be a coach.
He used to be a coach.
He used to be a coach.
He's a good GM.
Now he's a good GM. He might have retired. I don't think so, though. He's old.
I don't know.
It is Pat Riley.
Pat Riley. Yeah, he's still up there. That's
2-1. I'm up. Let's
Pat
go.
Riley, the Heat. Okay. My final, or not final one, we're actually doing 4 today, is who's the only man to play in an NFL and MLB game in the same exact day? That could be easy, might be hard.
It's either going... Oh, gosh. In the same day.
So,
like, MJ's not going to count. Oh, wait, no. You said football.
Who's the NFL and MLB in the same day?
Okay, that means it's either going to be Bo Jackson or Deion Sanders. That's my guess. I'm going to go Deion Sanders.
It's Deion Sanders.
He
played against the Dolphins.
3-1.
I kind of went easy a little bit, but he went Dolphins. He went with the Falcons, played against Miami, against the Dolphins with the Falcons at 1 o'clock. Then flew up to Pittsburgh for an NLCS game with the Atlanta Braves.
Impressive. That's impressive.
Very impressive. He didn't actually.
All right, my question.
He barely played.
This is a trick question.
Question.
That is my hint.
I got to get this one right and give myself a chance to tie it on the 4th.
Who caught Brett Favre's first regular season pass completion when he was playing for the Falcons in 1991? Trick question.
Our guy in the back knows who this is, but
who caught?
It
was not an interception.
Deion Sanders.
It was not an interception. No.
Okay.
It was not an interception. It was for a negative 7-yard loss.
Was it Brett Favre?
It was Brett Favre. He caught his own pass.
Let's go.
Deflected off the
complete guess. You kind of gave it to me a little bit.
3-2. No, yeah. 3-2, ladies and gentlemen. A correct answer here, and your boy has taken the series in 6.
Okay. This will be a little harder. I wasn't going to include this, but when we said you had a fourth, I was like, I'll give this one
This is hard. So if I get this, I deserve it.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
I think.
Okay.
It might be easy. It might be hard. What is the sporting event that happens every single year on Memorial Day? Every year. It is a sporting event. No, I'm actually not going to give that hint that I was about to give.
Don't give me any hints. Memorial Day.
Every
year on Memorial Day.
Every day on Memorial Day. It is one of the biggest moments of their sport. Probably the biggest moment of their sport.
Is it the Kentucky Derby?
Is that your final answer?
Yeah.
It is not the Kentucky Derby.
Dang it. Okay, so that
it's on our tier list that we did. If you haven't watched that, go watch that.
Wow, you are giving me hints.
Well, you already missed it, technically, I feel like. Or you get another guess.
Oh, I thought we do too.
Okay, you get it too.
You got two.
You're right, I got two.
You got the Brett Favre one in your second. Man, trying to cheat me out of this. Okay, Memorial Day, it's on our tier list. Bro, you just narrowed it down.
Okay, actually, there's a couple it could be actually on the tier list. So it's good to know.
Oh, what? Memorial Day. So this is May. This is late May.
This is May.
Thanks. It's not the Wimbledon. But it could be because is this COVID year? I don't know. Is it? Oh my gosh.
Could be the Wimbledon.
Is it the Wimbledon?
Is that your final answer?
Yeah.
It is not the Wimbledon.
No, was it?
It is the Indy 500.
Wow, no. Okay.
Indy 500.
All right, chance to tie it. I saved my hardest one for last. I literally don't think you're getting this one, but
well, I got a mind. Sports mind.
Here we go. Florida State's Jameis Winston became the youngest player to win the Heisman in December of 2013.
Okay.
You remember that, right?
Yep.
The youngest. The oldest winner also happened to play for Florida State, too. Who was he? And it says who was he and how old was he, but just who was he?
Is it Chris Winkie?
Yes, Chris Winkie.
I knew that one.
Bro.
Knew that one. I don't know how old he was. I know he was like mid-20s.
I don't know.
I think he was like mid-20s.
All right.
Chris Winkie.
3-3. So we got a game 7. So you come up with one off the top of the dome. If I get it, I win. If you get it, if I miss it, you win. You can take time if you want. We can always cut this.
I don't want to have to cut it. I don't want to at all.
Well, we are now.
But we are going to have to. So I'll be back when I get my my question.
Tough.
Okay.
Oh, now he's got to find it.
Okay, I got to come up with off the dome.
You can look one up if you want.
No.
I knew the Brett Favre one. Did I ask? You can look one up if you want.
I got one. I know what I want to do. I just have to figure out who it is.
We can keep that running, Cash, right? Mm-hmm. All right, so you're cutting right before the J. Cole quote.
It's 11 minutes. You have 19 minutes left.
You're cutting this twice. Before the J. Cole quote and then this. Sorry, I don't really understand how to line this shit up. So, wow. How did you get Chris Winkie? Did you just know that one?
This is going to be an impossible question.
All right, do it. I mean, you came up with it off the dome. Sorta.
Go.
Ready?
Okay, I have my question.
All right.
This is going to be really hard.
For the win.
But you might get it.
Oh, boy.
Who scored the opening goal of the 2020 Euro tournament? Do you remember the game? Try to figure out the game. Do you remember the game first?
Of Euro 2020? Just this right here?
What was it? What was the first
game? All right, well, it was Italy-Turkey.
Okay. And who scored the first goal?
An Italy guy scored. Because they won 3-0. Okay, actually, it was an own goal. So a Turkey guy scored. But I don't know who it is.
You know what? That might be enough to give you the win.
I'm not even going to try to guess the name because I don't want to be like that.
It is Merih Demiral. Can you tell me what minute it was at?
Can I, if I get it within like 5 minutes?
If you get it within 5 minutes on... Yeah, 5 minutes.
The fact I knew it was an own goal is impressive.
Yeah, that's why when you said it's an Italy player, I was like, okay, I got this wrapped. That wasn't the case.
Okay.
I was hoping it was an Italy player when I looked it up, but it wasn't.
It was at the 55th minute.
And if it's within 5 minutes, we give you the win for this round? Ladies and gentlemen.
No, it was like the 48th.
The winner goes to West.
Let's go. What was
53rd minute.
Let's go. I knew it was 0-0 at the half.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure if it was late 40s or mid 50s. I take the inaugural sports trivia segment 1-0 to West. So That was actually fun. We need to do that again.
Yeah.
That was fun.
Maybe drop questions in the comments you want us to put on.
Yeah, please drop comments in the questions.
Comments in the questions?
Questions in the comments below. That was unfortunate. But thank you guys for watching.
Or listening.
Or listening, yes. If you're on the audio platforms, we will see you guys for
Before
episode
you
5.
go, make sure, if you're still watching,
closing remarks here.
Make sure to follow our Instagram at Winner Stays On Pod.
Yes, follow the Instagram.
Sure
follow the TikTok.
Follow the TikTok at Winner Stays On Pod. I think. And follow the Twitter, which is just being made.
The Twitter?
The at Winner Stays On
No way, bro.
3. Winner Stays On Pod was too long for Twitter, so it's Winner Stays On 3 because Winner Stays On was taken. So Winner Stays On 3. Why 3? Yep. It was the automatic one it gave me. So we'll put those all in the description.
There's 3 letters in pod.
All of them are going to be, I don't know where I'm pointing right now, but it's going to be at the bottom of the screen right now.
Right here. Thank you guys for watching. Yeah, again, comment below for questions for sports trivia.
Make sure to subscribe.
We will be back here Wednesday, and we might be discussing about an NBA champion.
We could very well be doing that.
Or we going back to Phoenix, baby. One thing I do know, the Suns and 4 guy is pretty pissed at that.
I don't think he's pissed because he is now famous for going like this.
I will say, as much as I hate comments on social media about sports and hating, there was a really funny one I saw.
Okay.
On it, and it was Bucks take game 5, and the top comment was Suns and 4 guys punching the air right now.
Those are funny comments.
And the first comment was Suns and 4 guy punching Nuggets fans.
That was facts.
You get it?
He is famous off punching Nuggets fans. I wonder how the Nuggets fan feels.
Probably not too good. But again, we will see y'all later. Thank you for watching. Subscribe, like, comment. We're just not even gonna say turn on post.
And go listen on the audio platform if you're watching here, just to get those numbers up. We're not selling out. We're just trying to get off the ground here.
We want people to watch Winner Stays On because you guys are all winners, and you got to stay on.
Yeah, sure. Maybe the viewers from the Winner Stays On commercial will look up Winner Stays On and trickle over to us. All right, that's it. Peace.